Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry. I've been having computer problems. I know Dr. Walensky got off. I have a question about COVID at prisons. Are we in a position where somebody would be able to answer that question for me? Hello?
Thank you.
Dr. Messonnier?
Yes, thank you. I can talk specifically about the immunization programs in prisons, and maybe Dr. Shuckett would want to add more broadly.
Okay. Well, let me drill down a little bit before I just wanted to make sure that one of you was in a position to answer since Dr. Walensky got off. So here's my question. We have 2 federal prisons in the congressional district that I serve. And then if you look at nationwide, the Federal Bureau of Prisons has about 36,000 staff. And already about more than 6,400 there have had confirmed cases throughout the pandemic. So nearly 1 in 5 staff members. We've had, there's been 4 staff deaths, including in my own congressional district. So this was just a huge wake up call for us. We had a correctional officer, MacArthur, who was at the Thompson prison, only 42 years old and lost his life to the pandemic. And, just a couple other facts, because I think it's worth sharing with my colleagues here too. In the Bureau, out of more than 137,000 inmates, there have been almost 48,000 confirmed cases, including 222 deaths there. So again, that's more than 1 in 3 inmates who have had COVID. So just some real issues here. I have other facts that I can give you, but I know we're limited on our time, but just really want to know what is being done on vaccinations for staff, and what conversations have you or will you have with the Bureau of Prisons to help ensure that this mess caused by the previous administration is brought under control? And so if you could start with that, that would be good. And I'm guessing we'll be out of time by the time you answer those questions.
Just keep going. Go ahead.
Thank you for raising this really important issue. CDC has actually been collaborating closely with the Bureau of Prisons to address outbreaks and advise on mitigation measures. In fact, the Bureau of Prisons was specifically chosen as a federal entity to receive vaccine directly because of its nature as a congregate setting and the contained separate population. We began working with the Bureau of Prisons early in the fall to help them put together plans so that when vaccine was available, they would have plans in place to use it. In the last H1N1 pandemic, the allocation of vaccine directly to Bureau of Prisons was really seen as an advantage, and so we continued with that model. As of yesterday, the Bureau of Prisons has received around 50,000 doses to vaccinate all the Bureau of Prisons managed facilities, including staff and incarcerated individuals. Now, that's not enough for everybody, as you point out, but I do think it's a great start. And I will also say that the Bureau of Prisons, because they did have time to do such great advanced planning, has been very efficient in their use of that vaccine. Dr. Shuckett?
Yeah, I think the only thing to add is that early in the pandemic, of course, we were deploying to assist some of the prisons and also jails with understanding the transmission and trying to strengthen preventive measures. Congregate settings are a big risk for this virus, and understanding about masking and testing protocols was very important. So we have updated guidance for correctional settings and are continuing to update our recommendations as new data emerges.
Okay, it's very much needed. I'm out of time, but we could drill down maybe offline. Thank you so much. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Thank you.